Okay, I'm continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along, especially in the reign of the kings. Right now, I am still in Joshua. Now, last video, I read the first half of chapter 10, where we had the battle with the 5 kings of the Amorites, and Joshua made the sun to stand still, or to stop the earth rotating, so that the sun remained in a fixed position in the sky. Now we will finish chapter 10. So this is not too long, so hopefully it's not too long of a video, but we'll see. Verse 28. And that day Joshua took Makkedah, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof he utterly destroyed them. And all the souls that were therein he let none remain. And he did to the king of Makkedah as he did unto the king of Jericho. Okay, remember that the king of Jericho, they hung on a tree, and then when the sun went down, they took him out of the tree and buried him. They did the same thing to the 5 kings of the Amorites earlier in the chapter. And so we're doing the kings, the men were killing in battle, the kings were hanging on the trees as a sign of God's power and Israel's triumph over these people. And you'll also recall in the first half of the chapter, we had a big battle with the army. The 5 kings brought all their armies together to attack the city of Gibeon. Joshua led Israel, and they wiped out the army. Some of the men escaped into the cities. But Joshua did not attack the cities yet. He only had them fight in the country, out in the fields where they originally met in battle. So now we're having the conquest of the actual cities. So verse 29. Then Joshua passed from Makkedah, and all Israel with him, unto Libnah, and fought against Libnah. And the Lord delivered it also, and the king thereof, into the hand of Israel, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein. He let none remain in it, but did unto the king thereof as he did unto the king of Jericho. And Joshua passed from Libnah, and all Israel with him, unto Lachish, and encamped against it, and fought against it. And the Lord delivered Lachish into the hand of Israel, which took it on the 2nd day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein, according to all that he had done to Libnah. Now, if you'll recall, the Lachish was one of the 5 cities that had banded together as the 5 kings of the Amorites. So that city took 2 days to conquer. The first one seemed to have only taken 1. Verse 33. Then Horam, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish, and Joshua smote him and his people, until he had left him none remaining. And from Lachish Joshua passed unto Eglon, and all Israel with him, and they encamped against it, and fought against it, and they took it on that day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein he utterly destroyed that day, according to all that he had done unto Lachish. And Joshua went up from Eglon, and all Israel with him, unto Hebron, and they fought against it, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and all the souls that were therein. And he left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but destroyed it utterly, and all the souls that were therein. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to Debir, and fought against it. And he took it, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and they smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, as he had done to Hebron, so he did to Debir, and to the king thereof, as he had done also to Libnah and to her king. So Joshua smote all the country of the hills, and of the south, and of the vale, and of the springs, and all their kings. He left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as the Lord God of Israel commanded. And Joshua smote them from Kadesh Barnea, even unto Gaza, and all the country of Goshen, even unto Gibeon. And all these kings and their land did Joshua take at one time, because the Lord God of Israel fought for Israel. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, unto the camp to Gilgal. So basically, if we had a map up, which I don't right now, but Jordan and Jericho are like halfway between the north and south of the land of Canaan. It's the halfway point. Half the land's north, half the land's south. And this is Joshua conquering all the land south. It mentions several places. Kadesh Barnea is the southernmost point in the land of Canaan. Gaza, I believe, is on the Mediterranean. And all the country of Goshen, now that's like down towards Egypt. That's kind of the southwest. And then Gibeon, which is kind of the northeastern part up towards where Jericho is. We have that southern half of the land has been conquered. So then he returns to Gilgal, which is where they just crossed over Jordan. So now they've conquered all the southern part. He returns to Gilgal to regroup, reorder his forces before moving into the north. And he says it took it all at one time. This doesn't mean in one battle. It means in one continuous stroke. He took this city, then 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 he took this city, and he went through all of it, one after another, not pausing. Once he took one city, he moved on to the next. He didn't wait 6 months. He didn't wait a week. As soon as the one city was destroyed, the next day they marched to the next city. And they conquered the entire southern portion, and then they came back to the camp of Israel to regroup. That was the first camp. Well, this is technically the third campaign. The first campaign was east of Jordan when they conquered Sihon and Heshbon. This is so we had the eastern campaign. Now this was the southern campaign. It began with Jericho and then Ai. They made a league with Gibeon. Then they destroyed the army of the Amorites. Now, the army of the Amorites, this is the one time in the southern campaign that they were being attacked, that they had to defend against an aggressor. Everybody else, whenever all the other battles, they were the aggressors and they were conquering. Also, remember that they killed everybody. They left none alive, meaning they killed men, women, children. Everybody was wiped out. The people were destroyed. These nations have no descendants in the modern day. But it was all according to the commandment of God. So, I will see you in the next one.